Mystic ancient secrets can all be answered when you ask the mystic access guru. That is I, the great exalted one. I have come across 3 astral projections through the god plane and the hero metamorphosis to give you the knowledge you deserve.
Hey, what happened here? The heck? That's weird. There we go. Hey, Lindsay. Glad you showed up. Glad you made it. Man, my voice is just really shallow. I have no idea why. It's like I've got this perpetual frog in my throat. Won't jump out. Anyway, I'll try and speak louder. I can turn my... No, I can't turn my headset up. I can... Let's see. Filters. Let's try gain. Pump it up there. Is that any better? Go gain of 12 dB. See if that's any better. So we've got Nathan Oakley. Hey, Ryan Cooper. I'm always shocked that Oakley's the same age. Looks, yeah. Yeah. How old is he? Like 50? 60?
Tools and purchase, level plain poem, Vitali Z, Colton James, BG, Survive the Spin, FE Patriot, Thomas van der Zender, Measured Flat, Chris Wouters, Sea Level Cultist, Mitch Kennedy, Rod the
All right, we don't need to hear the...
Step. Now, there's no actual panel to hand over to yet. I've started and...
Hey, Stanley.
I got straight into the thick of it because I've seen a video that I want to respond to. So we might get straight into this video. And as I'm doing so, I'll go across to Teams, if indeed I can get a Teams panel together. So I should really share a link for that right now. Right, let's get some sound. This is the video we're going to be covering. It is by Mind Reloaded, but I don't think this is actually his video. I think it's Ben's. And it's not Ben I want to criticise, so for that reason I haven't necessarily used the video on Taboo Conspiracy, because this might be an old video, it might be a new video, it's not really relevant. It's the sentiment behind the video that I'm going to be critiquing, not critiquing, but you know, utilising in a way that you'll see shortly.
This test was conducted with respect to Pikes Peak in Colorado.
Wait, did you say Dr. Heffron?
Which is perfect with that 6,000-foot base elevation.
Okay, so straight away, when you say 6,000-foot base elevation, that's the end of the discussion, okay?
No, it's taken from sea level. The level the sea is, and it's mean times. Hey, George. Like if it's this high normally, or if it's this high, it can get this high and it can get this low. Mean sea level would be in the middle. Has nothing to do with the shape of the earth, Nathan. That's just the level of the sea at a certain point in time.
So we are 18 seconds into this video with the FBI warning, the typing sound effect, and the first line, zoom in, all the graphics. First statement, we're talking about a mountain that is measured off a flat earth. Okay?
No, it's not. It really isn't, Nathan.
There is no other way to measure this mountain. If this mountain measurement is used, Earth is flat. Because we've measured it flat for the height of a flat Earth.
No, you've never done anything, Nathan. You've never measured anything, Nathan. What do you mean we have measured it flat? Nobody's measured the Earth as flat, Nathan. You're a fucking liar.
In feet. That's what we used. That's the way to put it. Okay, so that's it. That's it. That's the end of the discussion. It's over.
Oh, it's over.
This is the end.
Over. 2,500 years of science is over because Nathan says so.
There never was a discussion. So from this point forth,
Oh, so that's why you've been such a fucking coward, because there really isn't any discussion, right, Nathan? You cowardly little cunt.
from this point forth, there's no reason to move forward. Right? Okay. So what we're talking about, Earth and how it gets measured. It gets measured flat to describe the height of the mountain.
The test was conducted at Dr. Heffron's house, which was 50.7 kilometers or 31.5 miles east of Pikes Peak.
Okay, so we just stop it there. Now we're at 29 seconds. What we got now? Got a directionality east.
Yeah? Yes. Yes. Directions exist.
It's a directionality that only exists if Earth is flat.
How do you figure, Nathan? How do you figure? North is toward the North Pole, south is toward the South Pole, east is that direction, and west is that direction. How do you figure it's impossible on a globe? Listen to the fucking excuses. Listen to the rationalization. The fucking just the desperation.
Again, so to further this discussion point, we're not a discussion point here. We're already past the discussion point, as I just explained. It's over. But to go forward and pretend there's a discussion point, we're now using flat Earth directionalities and linear distance measurement in either miles or kilometres. That's what we're doing. We're taking the measurements that a flat plane can only give us in terms of the direction, and we're taking the measurements that a flat Earth only will afford us in linear miles or kilometres.
Hey, Cygnus.
To suggest that there is an argument to be had, a test to be done. There's no test needed. There's no.
Oh, no test needed. Nathan has just proclaimed it. Listen to this fucking clown.
Argument to have.
Here's a picture of Pikes Peak from his driveway. Pikes Peak has an elevation 2,226 meters or 7,303 feet higher than Dr. Heffron's location.
Okay, so Dr. Heffron's location is measured with respect to sea level in terms of altitude. His
Yeah, it is.
elevation can only and will only ever be measured off a flat Earth. Earth is measured flat for his height, measured with surveys with respect to the measured flat sea level used to measure his height from it.
Hey, biggest doggus, how you doing? Listen to this clown just go on. It's hilarious. It's flat, so it has to be measured flat because it's flat because it has to be measured flat because it's flat.
Earth is, again, only capable of measurement with respect to how flat it is to describe this at all.
How many E's in the word ease? Nathan, tell me that.
Further to that description of this location, we have an on-screen depiction of the flat Earth only kilometers. And
Yeah, I mean, geez, Nathan, it's got to be flat because I mean, look at the line. Look at that line. That line is flat. Just yeah, I mean, look at it. Look, see that line's flat. That line's flat. And this line's flat, right? Well, if you zoom out, Nathan, you'll discover that line isn't flat. You'll discover that line's a fucking ball. You fucking moron.
and the flat Earth only height of the mountain in meters. And the flat
Exactly, Orion. It's flat because he wants it to be flat.
Earth only elevation angle measurement of the mountain. So to summarize, on screen are 3 flat Earth only measurements. So obviously there is nothing to discuss here. Earth is flat.
Now,
Hold on a second. Hold on.
You understand, don't you, Russ?
Sure, I understand. You think Mom will buy it?
Good talk, Russ. So let me ask you, Nathan. Actually, hold on a second. I need to move that. So let me ask you. You say you can't measure an angle to a curve, right? You say you can't do that, right, Nathan? Right, you can't do that. So how am I doing this, Nathan? How am I measuring 109 degrees from this line to this line? How am I doing that, Nathan, when this is a curve? Can you explain that? Bet you can't.
we're going to assume a flat Earth and use some trigonometry.
No. In order to apply trigonometry to Earth, Earth will be measured flat and
How so, Nathan?
is measured flat. This is how Earth can only be measured and only is measured in this way. Flat. It's the only way an angle will be described, a linear distance can be applied, or an elevation from surface level can be depicted in meters in this instance. So there's no assuming
How many kilometers in 350 meters, Nathan?
Earth is flat. There is only 3 flat Earth measurements.
No, there is only Zool.
And if you are to in any way infer or suggest that they are not flat,
Hey, Nathan, this illustration right here shows the measuring point at this point right here. Isn't it supposed to be down here? Because you have to bring the observer's eye level down to the water, right? Right?
at Earth, linear miles or kilometers, or suggest or infer that they are not flat Earth elevations off surface level, or infer or suggest that it is not a flat Earth elevation angle with
Why are you saying it like that, Nathan? Why are you pausing between those words?
respect to surface level for the angle to be an angle, then you relinquish your utilization of these flat Earth measurements, and they are the only measurements we can and do use. The Earth being measured flat is not a suggestion or an assumption, it is a prerequisite.
No, it's not, Nathan. The Earth has never been measured flat. Here, let's ask ChatGTP. Has the Earth ever been measured flat? No, the Earth has never been never been scientifically or accurately measured as flat. While ancient cultures often believed it was flat, and some modern proponents use flawed methods like the 19th century Bedford level experiment, all objective measurements and observations confirm a spherical shape. Scientific consensus has adapted round Earth since the Hellenistic period. So you're wrong, Nathan. You're fucking wrong, and you're lying.
If it isn't flat, this distance isn't linear, and you cannot call it kilometers. If it
What do you mean distance isn't linear? What do you mean by the distance isn't linear? What do you mean by that, Nathan? It's not a line from here to here? What do you mean? Do you know what a linear relationship is? Do you know what that is, Nathan? It's when you have more than one measurement and you put them on a chart or a graph and you can draw a line straight through all of them. That's what a linear relationship is.
It isn't flat, then you haven't got an upward direction to infer a height.
What you have is only one measurement, Nathan. But I tell you, if you go out 10 feet from the bottom of this mountain, right? If you were able to get here, measure the top of it, then go out 10 feet, you'd get a measurement. You go out another 10 feet, and then another 10 feet, and another 10 feet. The relationship between the angle that you're measuring and the distance you are from the center of that measurement is not going to be linear. The only possibility it could be linear is if it's on a curve, Nathan.
Height with
What you have there is an asymptotic relationship and not symptomatic with the globe.
respect to a surface level, perpendicular to it. It is, and that is how it is measured and described and depicted here. There is no other way to describe, depict, or measure Earth.
Really? Huh. So, failed measurements in 1838, Samuel Rowbotham claimed the Earth was claimed to prove flat Earth. Ancient understandings, empirical evidence, the Earth's spherical shape is proven by observing ships over the horizon, lunar eclipses, gravity, and stellar and satellite imagery. So, you're wrong, Nathan. You're fucking lying.
Beyond flat. Because Earth is flat.
Peak has an elevation 2,226 meters or 7,303 feet higher than Dr. Heffron's location. Inputted the distance and Pikes Peak elevation, and you get an angle of 2.514 degrees.
Again, I've already preemptively summarised the flat Earth elevation angle only capable of a degree description with respect to a flat Earth that has been measured.
Or
See, this is why Nathan's too chicken shit to debate anybody, because he knows he'll lose, because he's lost every debate so far.
2 degrees, 30 minutes, 50
Because he knows he has nothing to go into a debate with.
seconds. Dr. Heffron calculated 2 degrees, 31 minutes, so they are pretty close.
You don't calculate these degrees if you're talking about mountains in the distance.
Yeah, you are. You calculate what degree, what angle its size is. You can use a theodolite. You can use a sextant. You can use you can use an inclinometer. But yes, you absolutely do. You dumb fuck.
With respect to their elevation angle. This is only ever a measurement, like depicted here. This is an elevation angle measurement. So when someone suggests that they've calculated this, no, you'll measure angle representations by measuring the angle. It can only be done one way, and that's by measuring it. With respect to the flat Earth linear distance in kilometres and elevation angle only capable of acquisition from a flat surface level.
I mean, this is just pure indoctrination, man. It's hilarious.
Seconds. Dr. Heffron calculated 2 degrees, 31 minutes, so they are pretty close. In other words, if the Earth is flat...
Now, while Ben does suggest, and it is in the next sentence, it's a prerequisite on screen and no further discussion can take place unless Earth is flat. If Earth isn't flat, then none of the things being discussed can be discussed.
Which it is. Then the angle...
Wait, what did he say? If the Earth is or isn't flat, what did he say?
Can take place unless it's a prerequisite on screen, and no further discussion can take place unless Earth is flat. If Earth isn't flat, then none of the things being discussed can be discussed.
Oh, so if the Earth is a sphere, you can't measure anything? Is that what you're saying, Nathan? You can't measure anything if the Earth is a sphere, so all the measurements just don't mean anything? You're so fucked in the head, Nathan. So fucked in the head.
which it is, then the angle to the top of Pikes Peak from Dr. Heffron's location should be close to 2 degrees 31 minutes.
Measured angles shouldn't or should be something is a non sequitur that's beyond idiotic. Because I measure an angle to that tree is a statement about me measuring an angle to the tree in the distance.
Right, and if the tree is a certain height and you're a certain amount of distance away from it, your angle should be a certain angle to the top of the tree, Nathan. Don't you understand how fucking trig works? Do you understand how surveying works, how inclinometers work, how anything works? Are you this fucking stupid, Nathan? Wait, don't answer that.
I measure an angle to this mountain is simply a measurement that is a prerequisite flat earth measurement, as opposed to it should be 2 degrees.
But it's not a prerequisite flat earth angle, Nathan, because the flat earth doesn't exist. You can't have a prerequisite of something that doesn't exist.
It should be 8 degrees. No, it shouldn't be anything. It just is what you measure it. So here we are into the...
So he definitely doesn't know how trig works. He definitely doesn't know how trig works. See, Nathan, like I said, when you have a side of this length and a side of this length, you have to have an angle of this. Granted, this is correct. I don't even know if this is correct. But you have to have this angle. This angle should be this angle. If it's not, then something's wrong. Either this side isn't plumb or 90 degrees to this line, or one of your sides is wrong. So you don't know how shit works, Nathan. It's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious.
Dicey realms of what things should be. No, what they are measured as thus far is flat. And that is the end of the discussion.
See, you passed up a perfectly good rhyme there, Nathan. You should have said, the earth is flat, and that's that. That would have been better.
Because there isn't one. If you're going to suggest there is a discussion moving forward, then please, ball believers, on your knees, acknowledging the linear distance
on your knees. You seem to have this thing with guys wanting to suck you off. Isn't that weird, Nathan? Isn't that weird?
Perpendicular elevation and flat earth prerequisite elevation angle that will be required to have this claimed to be discussion, which it is not. Upon your sinking to your knees in acknowledgement of the flat earth we measure, and we only measure a flat earth.
He sounds like a tough guy, doesn't he? He sounds like he's really important, or he's trying to.
It puts an end to any suggested discussion.
On a globe, the peak would be lower at 2 degrees 17 minutes.
On a globe, we wouldn't measure an angle. Because this...
What do you mean? Yes, you can. I just showed you. Just showed you right here, Nathan. You most certainly can measure an angle to a curve. Who the fuck says you can't? So weird how Nathan doesn't think that shit can be done when it's actually shit that is done. Isn't that hilarious?
no longer gives you the ability to describe two straight lines meeting at a vertex the definition of an angle. Because
Right. Yes, you have two lines meeting in an angle. Hey, let's see. What is an angle? What is an angle? And can angles be measured between curves? An angle is the measurement of the opening or rotation between two intersecting lines. Raised surfaces are typically measured in degrees or radians. Yes, angles can be measured between curves at their points of intersection by finding the angle between their tangent lines at a specific point. So you're fucking wrong again, Nathan. God damn, you're dumb as fuck.
if this curves, then this is not an angle. If this curves, this is not perpendicular.
What? Love your new movie. What? What movie? What? Do I have a movie?
And if this
I was in a movie.
curves, this is no longer linear, therefore not a measured kilometre distance.
Let's see. What's the definition of linear? Oh, good luck, have fun, don't die. Yeah, I started watching it. I got to the point where he went into the diner. I just started. Is that me on the cover? No, I don't think so. Definition of linear. Let's see. The arranged or extending arranged in or extending along a straight or nearly straight line. Yeah. So if you are on the earth walking in a straight line from point A to point B, that's linear, Nathan. That's linear. Did you know that?
If it's not perpendicular, it's not a height off surface level. If it is not flat, you can't measure the angle. Ergo, on
Ergo. Oh, he's got big words.
your knees in acknowledgement of what Earth is measured as,
Oh, Nathan.
for you to suggest that we go forward in the discussion? No. It's
Yes, on your knees, peasant.
over. This is the end. Earth is flat.
Yes, I am not nearly as good looking as Sam Rockwell. So yeah, there it is. It's the end of the debate. Nathan says so. He doesn't have any evidence or proof. He just says words. That's so fucking hilarious. Anyway, here, let me see. I didn't think that video was that short. I really didn't even look at the time because normally his videos are really long. Oh, this is the one I wanted to watch.
The extent. Show me a new technology.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to watch. It was his live stream.
Hopefully I'll garner a few more patrons. It's that awkward time in the month where everyone's just run out of money after being paid at the beginning of the month. It's not close enough to the beginning for everyone to feel generous. But I'll keep plugging my patronage between now and probably when the book comes out. And hopefully I'll build up a few more patrons.
Yes, Hail Mary. Project Hail Mary looks like it's going to be really good. Yeah, it looks fun.
And get this wall behind me treated or whatever it is that I could potentially spend money on. Okay. And they thought they'd been successful. Have they not got better things to do?
Yeah, they thought they were successful.
They've not got better things to do with their time. I mean,
Here, let's go back to the beginning of this. Hold on.
Projectors. It ended up being just my revenue stream. But there we go. Hopefully a few people will join on Patreon if I keep plugging it. Sorry, someone was trying to get something in on G plus Scared.
Nathan, did you say that yesterday you were editing the book? That's why you didn't have a live show?
Yeah.
But you did put out a couple of shows, right?
Yeah, I put out 2 trimmed out videos from...
Wait a second, Nathan. You aren't editing your book. Your wife's doing that. You're paying your wife to do that. Why do you have to take time off of your wife's job? Hey, Calder.
The Monday show and from the Tuesday show.
So to be clear, we weren't on live and then YouTube shot you down because there's ballers dancing in the streets thinking that they got your channel shut down. Oh, you morons.
Sorry, shut down for what exactly?
Well, there's a group of...
Have you seen your channel, Nathan? Have you seen it?
about 50 that supposedly get together.
You violate YouTube's terms of service every single fucking show.
On every show to report you to have your show taken down.
Yeah, someone posted a comment in my on a video where someone talked about Timu Pesci, and they were uncertain what that meant. Timu is a website where you can buy cheap knockoff shit that usually is garbage when you get it. So he's not the real Joe Pesci. He's just a cheap knockoff.
Okay. And they thought they'd been successful. Have they not got better things to do?
Yeah, they thought they were successful.
They've not got better things to do with their time. I mean, again, in previous years, right, there's a couple of...
It doesn't take any time in the world to report. Here, watch. Report. Hateful or abusive content. Next. And then you put in, see. Very hateful and abusive to his audience. See, that didn't take any time at all, Nathan. Hardly a bother.
Options. We could have started explaining how it's not worthy of their time. Second option is to explain how we're covering Earth measurements at the moment and how flat they are. I could go into how we're not the arbiters of those, therefore they're barking up the wrong tree in terms of trying to alleviate the world of having flat measurements. But instead, it's far more interesting and amusing from an audience perspective to, from the outside, look in. It's like, I don't need to, as previously mentioned, discuss how flat Earth measurements are. They are. You know. So
it looks like his herpes is still acting up. And he still hadn't gotten rid of his head lice.
It's a prerequisite for measuring Earth that we now understand and appreciate. You know, we also understand how ball-shaped the world has become based on those flat Earth measurements. So for us, the kind of discussion point for wanting us removed...
What? Did you say how ball-shaped the Earth is with flat Earth measurement? Did you just fucking say that?
I don't need to.
What kind of incredibly insane motherfucker are you, Nathan?
As previously mentioned, discuss how flat Earth measurements are. They are. You know, it's a prerequisite for measuring Earth that we now understand and appreciate. You know, we also understand how ball-shaped the world has become based on those flat Earth measurements.
How ball-shaped the Earth has become based on flat Earth measurements. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my God, you're stupid.
So for us, the kind of discussion point for wanting us removed is irrelevant, but the people who want me shut down are interesting. They're intriguing. I mean, these are low-value men with enough time on their hands to dedicate efforts to trying to get rid of one little YouTuber. Okay, I keep telling these people, if I got hit by a bus tomorrow, Earth would still be flat. If you destroyed this channel with your vexatious attempts to have me removed from YouTube...
Vexatious? Oh.
...tube.
He's gotten all literary in his speech since he's started writing his book. Have you noticed that?
Still be the necessity to measure surface level, eye level.
And no, the Earth would still not be flat if you died, Nathan. It wouldn't. It hasn't been flat forever.
perpendicularity, sea level, flight level, elevation angle, circles of equal altitude. These things are what we functionally deal with Earth with. That's how we measure it. Me being is inconsequential. Now, I've accepted my fate in that regard, right? I'm never going to make a difference. I'm never going to be Copernicus. I'm never going to be Euclid. And neither will
You're so unimportant, Nathan. You'll never be Nathan.
you. So just get it through your thick skulls. You're not going to achieve anything. What you do have currently, all of you, without exception, is time. It's precious. Do you really want to waste it on me? I'm not the arbiter of how flat and Euclidean GPS is, or how flat the scales on maps are when
GPS isn't Euclidean, Nathan. Sorry.
describing miles or kilometres. I have no influence over it. So you are literally barking up the wrong tree. It's not going to achieve anything. It's not going to change anything. Just because you want me on a pedestal where if I go, the awful flat Earth will go with me. I mean, I'm touched, flattered that you would think that way about me.
No, see, it'll just be one. See, we know that there are too many gullible people on this planet for one person to make a difference. But the more people that aren't preaching the flat Earth religion, the fewer the flat Earth cult leaders like you, the better the chance that the cult will die and our collective IQ level will rise.
Me, like, oh, little old me. No, I don't make any difference in that regard because I can't. And I wouldn't want to. What do I want to change? How flat we measure it anyway? No, we measure it flat anyway. Do I, as I've just included myself with the word we? Because that would include you, wouldn't it?
Dude, I need weed for this. I'll be back.
Yeah? Now, we don't actually make any difference, even if we did measure it. As an example, you want to show me, beyond the YouTube ad revenue and T-shirt sales or whatever, right? Show me where Simon Dan's involvement of 1,000 participants measuring flat Earth prerequisite surface level elevation angle measurements of the sun. Show me where it benefited society to any extent. Show me a new technology it developed, a new system, a new concept, anything. Show me it, yeah? Because I put it to you, I haven't finished, that none of the stuff we even do utilise the flat Earth measurements for will alter, A, how the Earth got measured, or B, introduce any new system-wide changes or conceptual changes about Earth, its measurement, or how it's being practically dealt with.
Yes, you are absolutely right, Nathan. No flat Earth measurements will decide the fate or destination of anything. You know why? Because the Earth isn't flat, and there's no such thing as flat Earth measurements, you dumb fuck.
We, the people on YouTube, that's me and, let's give the example, Simon Dan, when I ask you for how he benefited the world. Now, I know from personal experience, having tracked the sun on a flat Earth live,
how have you benefited the world, Nathan?
all those years ago, before the debate even existed, as a flat earther, that while it might seem like we have a consequence, like we can make a change, yeah? Like, I'm looking at the man in the mirror, and I'm going to make that change. You're not. You only change you. I know it's flat, and now I'm kind of losing a bit of interest in how flat we measure it, because it is measured flat, and once you know that, and see it and how it's applied and how scale on a map works and how south is pointing in that direction, how flight level or elevation angles or circles of equal elevation work. Once you know that, what are you going to look at? Well, it's you, because you become more interesting. You aren't going to change the world. And feel free to show me if you were one of the participants. What did you change? Did you give us a new calendar, a new time structure, a new way of flying? Did you change the measurements of sea level with your 1,000 elevation angle measurements of the sun? I put it to you, you didn't. Even if you were measuring Earth flat, exactly as I say you must, because you do. It's the only way Earth gets measured. But if we measure it, we're not making any difference. We're not achieving anything. It is literally a complete folly. Me tracking the sun on a flat Earth live, Dan measuring his elevation angles to affirm his sphere belief with flat Earth measurements. I mean, it's laughable, but it doesn't actually afford him anything. Nothing's come back, nothing practical, nothing useful. He's not developing a new computer chip. He's not giving you a new calendar. He's not developing a new navigation structure. He's not giving you a new map. He's not giving you anything. It's a complete folly. But to perceive that we're making a difference, we're changing the world, is pathetic. Yeah, it's very much gamma behaviour. Like, you're the secret king, you're going to change the world. You're not. Now, I'm not either, and I accept that. But you, because you're low-value men, want to reflect your perceived influence that you could have onto me, like I'm the one having it and need knocking off a pedestal. Now, that is just as pathetic, if not more so. It's like...
you have 26,000 subscribers, Nathan. You're quite a big deal in the flat Earth. Knocking you off would be a huge blow to the flat Earth.
If you want to think...
Don't sell yourself short, cult leader. You fucking Jim Jones wannabe knockoff motherfucker.
You can change the world. Go out and measure the sun 1,000 times with flat Earth elevation angles to achieve absolutely nothing. Because it doesn't. Just wasting your time. Now, it's interesting to look in on...
It establishes truth, Nathan. Something that you're allergic to. So you don't like truth. You don't like when truth is established because your currency is lies. You lie for money, Nathan. You're a disgusting fucking grifter.
On you. You become the subject. When we've gone, well, flat Earth isn't about Earth and its flatness. That's kind of ipso facto just how we measure it. It is flat. But it's been created to be this social group. So let's step back from the debate. That's over. Earth's measured flat. And just look at what is labelled flat Earth from the outside, looking in, and go, look at these crazy people. They think that they're going to change how our mile works by getting rid of a YouTuber. You're like, these people are fundamentally idiotic. Do you think that if I get rid of a YouTuber, I'll change policy in government when it comes to measuring sea level? Are you nuts? You think I'm the arbiter of that?
That's not what the whole argument's about, Nathan. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, seriously, what are you talking about? The government changing sea level? Are you fucking crazy?
That, and by getting rid of me, you'll change it. You're demented. Now, I, as I say, feel very flattered that you project such influence onto me. No. I've got social influence, a couple of thousand subscribers, and that's about it. It's a very small, tiny little amount of social influence I have. Now, maybe that'll increase with my new book coming out. Maybe it won't. But that tiny amount of social influence is it. It's to assess the social...
Yeah, what's your book going to prove, Nathan? What's your book going to do? What computer chip will your book invent? Huh? Seems like you're pretty fucking hypocritical, Nathan. Sounds like you're very hypocritical.
social structure that's been called flat Earth. Nothing to do with Earth and its flatness. You're not changing that, and neither am I. It's just measured flat. It's not even that serious. Nothing needs to change. No one's crashing into the ground because they think there's a void opening up ahead of them. They're flying parallel to sea level. Measured, flat. So nothing needs to change. What's that? You've got a belief and you think that that's consequential? No, it's just something that's used to keep you under control, you pathetic little sod. That's all it is. No big deal. You relinquishing it won't mean that loads of people lose their jobs or that there's going to be a big uproar in society. Nothing will really change if you find out how flat Earth gets measured anyway. And you won't be changing anything, just you and your pain. But you and your pain are something that you have a very limited amount of when it comes to the time that you can reflect or even be here. So why waste it? Especially barking up the wrong tree. Yeah, okay, you got rid of me. Let's say I wasn't here. You had shit.
Don't waste your time. Just let me lie to my people for money and be a happy little grifter. Don't waste your time.
Me down yesterday. You'd feel good, would you? Number one, for the guilt trip element. So me not being able to feed my family is a good thing. Well, that's why I'm telling you in the comments when I'm saying I'd rather beat you up than spend time discussing this with you. Yeah, that's me describing.
It's funny how you're talking like this, but your channel is still called, or your the title is still Flat Earth Debate.
Describing how I utterly despise you people, because that's what you're like. You'd rather see a hard-working YouTuber struggle to pay the bills and feed his family, because in your mind, that person...
A hard-working YouTuber? You're not a hard-working YouTuber, Nathan. You're not. You don't do anything but sit in your house and run a fucking panel show once a day. That's all you do, Nathan. You're not hard-working. You fucking whiny little cunt.
And influences how flight level functions, how maps get made. Ooh, you're idiots. But not nice idiots. Deeply unpleasant idiots. Idiots who wish harm on their fellow man. Scumbags. But you, deluded idiots, think you can demand our time, demand our answers. We don't care. If you...
Yeah, wishing harm on other people. That's what you're doing, Nathan. That's what you just said. I'd rather just beat you up. What do you think that is, Nathan?
You are on a ball. You can stay on that ball we know is measured flat to achieve. You can, and I don't care if you do. No longer will I be desiring to convert you. The most of the people who are thorough towards us are deeply unpleasant people that I wouldn't want to be around. I certainly don't want to spend any time converting you. I don't care what you believe anymore. It seemed like fighting the good fight back in the day. It's not, right? All that fighting in this regard gets you is a bloody nose. People like you trying to take your livelihood off me. Or my kids, right? So you're deeply unpleasant people. And it is sincere when I say I'd rather beat the living piss out of you than actually have a discussion about how Earth is measured flat from this point.
Slappity slap slap!
Forth. I'm just going to start pointing out how deeply unpleasant you are. Looking straight down the barrel of the camera and going, you want to remove a YouTuber who's worked 12 years of his life to build a channel that's tiny?
That's lying to people, misinforming people, allowing medical information on his channel. A racist. You went on a whole R word with a hard hard N for at least 20 minutes, Nathan. So you're just disgusting. You're just a disgusting, vile piece of shit, Nathan. That's why we want you taken down, because you're affecting kids' learning. That's what you're doing, Nathan. You're a child abusing maggot.
And has barely any influence. You're going to waste your time doing that, just proving to the world what a complete scumbag you are.
I would dare say that you are why the internet is a piece of shit.
And justifying me saying, yeah, I don't want to spend time with you. And justifiably, I hate you. And anybody around you in society, they have the same feelings about you. It's just up until now, you've got away with hiding behind a rock of the internet and getting people who are unsuspecting to engage with you. But if they saw you, this demeanour, this unpleasant nature, would be slapped all over your face. Yeah, people can read what people like you are like. And that's why you found your way here to the internet, so that you can lord it over people as you sniff your farts about some worthless information about Earth being a ball that no one can...
He really, really needs to, like, either tighten his shot up or, you know, adjust his shirt, because we can see the fucking outline of his man boobs, and man, they are saggy. Look at this. Just so saggy with nipples. And you won't unsee that now. You're welcome.
Gives a toss about. Most people don't want to even invest their efforts into researching it. Therefore, the people who have invested in this shit feel it's very valuable because they've personally invested their time into some nonsense about Earth being a ball. Therefore, they feel threatened when we prove them wrong. It's nothing to do with me having any...
But you don't prove us wrong, Nathan. You just say words. That's all you do. You've never proven anyone wrong. He actually thinks he's like debunked anything just by saying the Earth is flat.
Influence about how miles are measured, or how parallel flight level is, or how circles of equal elevation are used in mapping, or how flat the reference frame for any angle measurement of Earth's surface is. That's how it is. But it's a perceived slight against their beta and gamma nature when someone like me comes on and goes, yeah, your investment in this garbage was worthless. It's just an affront. You're just offended by me. That's the reality. But looking as we are...
Yes, you're an offensive person, Nathan. The usual toxic, hateful, bully bastards in chat. We all remembered these kind of dregs from your younger years, and here they are. Well, if you don't like it, fucking leave, man. Just leave. If you don't like people criticizing scumbags, fucking leave.
Now, in this very moment...
I mean, Nathan is a scumbag. Have you ever watched his channel? Ever watched his show?
You and what you do is going to be more intriguing to an audience. People love talking about people. The highbrow days of talking about Copernicus and orbital motion, all these poncy mathematics and alleged to be geometry, it's not. They're not measuring Earth. That's done flat. That can stay in the past. We've done it. And did fart sniffing get us more friends or more super chats? Nah, didn't get us any money or more friends. Just made people look at us like they look at you when you start talking about Copernicus and then wanting to shut down a YouTube channel because your oh so valuable heliocentric information's been challenged. It makes you, when we analyse you, as we will moving forward, look pathetic. And that's what we'll start focusing on. People love talking about people. And who are these people who like talking about orbital motion and gravity? You're boring, that's who you are. You're the low-value men of society, the ones that women generally look past or completely ignore, and the one that men generally want to beat you up rather than talk to you because you're irritating, and most of the time cheeky, yeah? Till you get a slap.
You mean intelligent people? I think it's worth the time to look for it. Hold on. Here it is. There we go.
We're from Child Protective Services. There's some concern you might be physically abusing your child. What? Who the hell's been saying that?
We got a phone call from a concerned...
If that's
Here we go.
okay, and just maybe... Yeah, there it is! Slapped you! You probably think I'm finished, huh?
I need to like clip that. Save it. Although fucking I can't remember the name of the program I was using, but the video downloader I was using for YouTube doesn't work anymore.
No, there's another one!
Oh my God!
Don't worry, bitch. I didn't forget about you. There's a slap for you. Slap.
Then you find your way to the internet, don't you, dweebs? So you can fart, sniff, and tell people how intellectually superior you are to them on here, where they can't see you and probably don't know your real name. So, moving forward, rather than the highbrow discussions of the mathematics and orbital motions that are derived from flat Earth measurements, as intellectual as that may sound, we'll just look at you. That'll increase my YouTube numbers. People love talking about people. In this case, the low-value dweeb reject men who populate flat Earth. That's who we'll be talking about. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about you. If you're looking around going, who's he talking? You. I'm done.
God, what a whiny little bitch. Oh my God. He really thinks he's important, doesn't he? He really thinks he's threatening, intimidating. Oh my God.
Yeah, but Nathan, what about
The only other place he could find a rant like that is at a fucking bus stop at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I understand what you're saying, and I agree most.
Some homeless guy just, that's what's on his mind, man. That's what he says.
But what about people that say, yeah, you may not be Copernicus, you may not change the world in that way, because it is already measured flat, everyone knows that, but there's a change in the way people think, and you may be responsible for that.
Aw, KG, are you a flat earther?
Because you do have a YouTube show. It is called Flat Earth Debate. It did start out as a debate. It was hot and heavy for a while, and now you're just coming to the conclusion that there's nothing to argue about. It's no big deal. But it is a big deal to a person that may come to this understanding through hearing your shows or reading your...
Yes, it's a big deal to Neil, because if you didn't have your show, he'd have no friends at all.
A book.
I mean, yeah, I get it, and I have empathy. I'm not talking to those people, am I? Right? I'm not addressing that guy who goes, oh my God, my entire world's changed in an instant. I thought I was flying through space on a ball moving around the sun in an elliptical motion of orbit, and now I just find out, it's like, wow, that's life-changing. And I go, no, it's all right. It's actually not that big a deal. Chill.
Hey, your pal Al. I don't know. He probably bought a whole bunch of them from Poundland.
You still have to pay your mortgage, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'll empathise with that.
It's probably where he buys his T-shirts is Poundland. He probably gets a dozen for a pound.
But I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the people
They probably last one washing.
that want to take my channel off me. These are unpleasant people. Now, I know, based on how they're behaving towards me, that is literally, because it is, who they are.
Absolutely right, Lindsay. Yeah, he won't debate anyone without his mute button. He actually tried to mute someone in person. Hold on a second. Let's see if we can find this. It's fucking hysterical. See, would it be under videos? I don't think it was live. It was a while back. I think it was before he shaved his head. It wasn't Flat Earth Debate. He spoke to a bunch of people in some, like, buffet hall. It looked like it was like at a hotel or a convention center where you have space you can rent out. And somebody started asking him questions he didn't want to answer, and he told the guy in charge to take the guy's microphone away. He was trying to mute him in real life. It was fucking hilarious. I don't see it. I think it was before the TFE. That's not. No, that's not it. It's longer than a minute. Where is it? I think it was before he was hawking microphones too. Yeah, I can't find it. But yeah, he did a live appearance, and he hasn't done anything since then except whine and cry. Yeah, I can't find it. He's either removed it or something, or I'm just not back far enough. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to find it.
Are they
Yeah,
nice? No, these
Yeah, it was at least a year ago. Well, here we're back in the year. I lose track of time weirdly. I think it's part of getting old. Just where the hell is it? Unless it has something other than a picture of him standing there, giving the speech. I probably will miss it because I'm not reading titles. I'm just looking at thumbnails. We're going to find this goddamn thing. Damn it. We're still at a year ago. You hear my cat? He just starts crying all of a sudden. Yeah, I don't think we're going to find it. Anyway, on with the show.
are unpleasant people. Now, I've known this because I've been around them for 12 years. So I can really quickly and concisely summarise what type of people we're dealing with. And so can you, Neil. You just don't realise you have this skill automatically by default, beaten into you as a flat earther. As you're told to have your balls removed or jump off tall buildings, you know exactly who the people we deal with are. Don't you, Neil? So we can reflect on that. People love talking about people, especially people that they can look down their nose at. People love that. They want to elevate themselves above next man. Who's next man? Oh, it's an unfuckable golem dweeb boring the tits off you about gravity. Yeah, that's right. That spotty adenoidal short man with a tiny dick. That's who we're talking about, all right? So let's talk about him. What's that? You tried to shut my channel down? Oh, right. Why? Because I've had...
The 10th man tried to shut his channel down? 10th man rising?
such a massive influence in the flat Cartesian system using GPS.
Say what?
Is that why? Oh, right, that flat system will still be there even if you get rid of me. Yeah, this, what I'm saying now, is what will ring in your head. You'll lose sleep over me telling you.
Did 10th man convert? Is that what happened?
The facts won't change. My verbalisation of it really makes, or should, make no difference to you. But it does, doesn't it? Well, that's interesting. Psychologically speaking, you gamma dweebs are very intriguing to look down our nose at and laugh at. That's what we'll be doing. You are the minority. Most people couldn't give a shit. When I'm going through the book, editing it, right, my wife, she's a normie, yawns when we get to the bits that you think are so precious, this heliocentric knowledge that you've invested in, that you're defending with every ounce of your fibre. Oh, most people just find you boring. Yeah? I'm going to start pointing it out, yeah? And it's not like you can come along and go, you just don't understand, that's why you're calling it. But yeah, I do understand it though, don't I? And I'm simultaneously demeaning it. Getting rid of a bit of dead word on the flat earth side too, these conspiratards that also start to sniff their farts as well, alongside you. Like, oh no, amazing, I know all about how heliocentric gravity works. I can explain Einstein's field equations. Yeah, they're just as boring. Yeah, we know it. And we're going to start looking down the barrel of the camera and telling you, you unpleasant dweeb. are generally, even if you won this, perceived to be boring out in society. People don't like you. They don't want to be around you. They don't want to socialise with you. And it's because you are unpleasant. Now, it might be that when you're out in society, you can just about put the mask on enough so that people don't see the scumbag nature that you let go when you're here on the internet. Yeah, I knew about this in the 90s, how people have their genuine nature come to the forefront. Yeah, the scumbags and monsters and predators, they get to live that life online. And then they get caught being scumbags, being predators, being you. That's what you are. It's just below the surface. But in society, you can put a little mask on that stops you having the ever-living shit kicked out of you by people who just wouldn't tolerate you. And how you actually are when you're here online. And you can get away with it. Now, getting away with it is to involve us with you when you're being those scumbag, nasty, horrible monsters. Well, I'm going to step back. No, I don't need to engage you anymore. What is it that you're engaging for? Oh, because you've got a belief in a bull that you need to affirm constantly. Yeah, we can assess that too. It's not like we don't understand. It's not like you're going to change how flat a mile is on a map, is it? You're not. Those are just facts. What's that? You can direct me if I gave two shits where they say it's actually a conversion with some formula in words. Oh, how interesting. That's good for you. Let's look at why you want me to read it. It's not like I haven't already. It's not like you're asking if I knew. You just want me to affirm your belief. Why are you sticking me on this pedestal? I don't get it. Yeah, I do though, don't I? It's just pain. It's
Listen to him. He just loves to hear himself talk, doesn't he?
just fear.
Hey, Mr. Matt Pat. Good to have you here.
And underneath that pain and fear is a disgusting, unfuckable golem of a human being that most people utterly despise. That's you. And I'll be pointing it out moving forward. You wanted to shut me down? How very interesting for a show to start looking.
Girls don't want to have sex with you. Women don't want to have sex with you. God, what grade are you in, Nathan? Holy shit. Are you back in grade school?
Looking at you.
Have you fucking seen yourself in the mirror, Nathan? Have you seen yourself? You look like a fucking psycho patient. You look like a fucking mental patient, Nathan.
What's that? You don't want people looking at me because I'm telling them how flat it is? It's flat anyway. Miles ain't going to change in any hurry. Elevation angles will still be measured. Surface level will still be giving you altitudes parallel for flight level. You know, I'm not the arbiter of these things, but in dickhead that we're going to start analysing's mind I am. I'm influencing how flight level is level, how sea level is level, how we've got perpendicular eye level, and altitudes described from horizontal. You're going to tell me that I'm the other? Oh, bless, I'm flattered. Yeah? Wrong, idiotic, and worthy of analysing. And that's what we'll be doing, because that's what people want. They don't want to talk about Copernicus. If it bores the average Joe because they don't want to invest in it, because they know it's not worth investing in, right? Doesn't mean that because you have, that suddenly you've got a value that you need to defend. You haven't. Yeah, any system that's come out of the benefit of having a heliocentric mathematics has already been put into practical application, and it has nothing to do with the ground being curved.
Wait, where's here? Hold on, I gotta get a container here. This is what I need something to catch all this free salt. God damn, he's salty. Come on, Nathan, fill me up.
Those things are only there to keep you in fear and under control. And what's it done to you? It's turned you into a little monster, hasn't it? Yeah, well, we'll...
Hey, Debatable D, what's up? How you doing, man?
In fear and under control. And what's it done to you? It's turned you into a little monster, hasn't it? Yeah, well, we'll analyse you. We'll look at you. We'll point the fingers back at you while you try and stop the world from hearing a YouTuber. Really? How's that going to change how miles get measured? Oh, there's me almost entering into debate with you anymore. I don't want to. It's not fun. Analysing you is, definitely.
How miles get measured? What the fuck are you talking about?
Like the show kind of like
miles would be measured the same way on a flat Earth as they would be on a spherical Earth, Nathan. What the fuck are you talking about?
To catch a predator, it's like to catch a globe.
To catch a globetard. That's going to be my show title. Absolutely superb. To catch a globetard. We do actually have a video to cover from you today, Refracted Curvature. I haven't watched it yet, other than the opening second and noticing that I've got a shot on screen, as you can see, the audience can see, that's been used in one of my thumbnails previously. So he's obviously doing the same Google searches as I am, whoever this person is.
True.
Did you want to give us a little introduction of why we're watching this, John?
Yeah, sure. It's just a basic rundown on how surveying's done and what tools are used and how they're utilized, and he does a pretty good job.
Of measuring tools in our everyday lives. Rulers, protractors, squares, and tape measures, etc. These work fine for small and medium-sized projects, but what if we need to lay out something big, like a road, bridge, dam, or pipeline? Hey, I'm Grady, and this is Practical Engineering.
Hello, Grady.
On today's episode, we're talking about one of the civil engineer's most important companions, the land surveyor. And we're going to do a little bit of surveying you could try at home.
So can we just establish at this point?
Right. Land surveying is different than geodetic surveying, Nathan. Land surveying surveys small areas, and they survey an area so that it can be manipulated and made to be flat so you can build on it. Has nothing to do with geodetic surveying, Nathan.
Right, that me playing this video does not mean I am the arbiter of...
It's like the difference between measuring the size and shape of a basketball and measuring the size and shape of the filler thing, the little thing you fill it with. That's the difference, Nathan.
Of surveying, or that I control how frickin' set square works, or just for the people who are, you know, deluding themselves when they were trying to get my channel taken down yesterday, or the...
Wait, what? I'm going to slow this down for a second. I heard him say something.
deluding themselves when they were trying to get my channel taken down yesterday, or that removing does not mean I am the arbiter of surveying, or that I control how frickin' set square works, or...
Oh, okay. I thought he said how I control how sex at work works. You don't know how a sextant works, Nathan. You've never touched a sextant. You don't own a sextant. You don't know how they work.
Just for the people who are, you know, deluding themselves when they were trying to get my channel taken down yesterday, or that removing Nathan Oakley 1980 channel will change any of the principles used in surveying. Just a heads up, they're all flat.
Well, okay. So WGS 84 was flat surveying. Fuck off. Hey, U.S. editor.
I'm just going to pause it so I don't get a copyright strike if that's music that shouldn't be on the channel.
This video is sponsored by Blue Apron. More on that later.
Jolly good. As he's plugging something, I should plug him. So this is Practical Engineering. He has 4.7 million subscribers, so he's not exactly in need of any help from me promoting his channel, but nonetheless, I would do as I would hope would be done for me if somebody else was covering material that I've covered on my channel. So in that respect, I have stuck a link to Practical Engineering's channel in the YouTube live stream chat. So if you are currently in...
Who's this whiny loser that popped in here?
My YouTube live stream chat, please pop along to Practical Engineering, drop him a like, drop him a comment. Everybody loves getting more comments on their videos regardless of how huge they are, and just let him know at Nathan Oakley 1980 with a polite comment that just alludes to the fact that we have sent some algorithmic love his way. So that's Practical Engineering, link in the YouTube live stream chat if you are watching this live. If you're not watching it live, you can click on the live stream chat replay and pick up the link and do the same thing, which is go along to Practical Engineering and let him know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me.
Surveying is essentially the science of taking big measurements.
It's not science. Science establishes the cause of a naturally occurring phenomena. What you're doing is measuring things. That's maths.
And you've probably seen these guys on the side of the road looking through fancy equipment on a tripod.
Wait, what did he say wasn't the science?
Just go along to Practical Engineering and let him know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me.
Surveying is essentially the science of taking big measurements.
It's not science. Science establishes the cause of a naturally occurring phenomena. What you're doing is measuring things. That's maths.
And you've probably...
No, that's not what science is, Nathan.
Seen these guys on...
It's one thing that science does, but that's not what science is, you dumb fuck.
On the side of the road, looking through fancy equipment on a tripod. Just about any civil engineering project starts with a survey to determine the legal boundaries between parcels of property, the location of existing infrastructure, and the slopes and topography of the land.
Okay, so if we're dealing with slopes, we'll be...
But I will agree with him that it is a form of engineering. But yes, surveying is widely considered both a science and an art, specifically in geomatics science that uses mathematics, physics, and engineering to determine the precise position, points, distances, and angles on or near the Earth's surface. It acts as a technical measurement-based discipline crucial for mapping and construction. But yes, it is. It does include engineering, Nathan.
Dealing with the deviation from a horizontal plane of reference. So one word that is used so far that will immediately take us to the necessity to have Earth be measured flat is a slope. Now, the reason I've focused in on this particular word...
A slope. The Earth has to be flat because there's a slope. Okay. How is a slope flat, Nathan?
There's been plenty that also have flat Earth prerequisites, is because the claimed deviation from a horizontal in the form of a slope is what is also alleged if you're going to suggest that there's a curve. It would be derived from a horizontal plane of reference in the same way a slope would be.
No, a slope is not derived from a horizontal reference. It's not, Nathan. You can derive it from an inclinometer. So, yeah.
Just not linear.
Humans have always had a penchant for building big stuff, which means surveying is a career full of history and tradition.
Okay.
See, I can measure a slope at the top of a hill and at the bottom of the hill, irregardless of the earth that it came from. See, you're measuring it from a horizontal datum, which is level. And you really don't even have to do that. You can do it plumb, Nathan. You can measure it from plumb, from vertical. Did you know that?
Stonehenge is cool. I've been on that. In one of my Oakley Cord videos, you can see me in the middle of Stonehenge at one of the winter solstices where they'll allow...
And if you go up a hill, right, and then it flattens out a little bit or changes the angle, right, and then it goes up again, you can measure the slope at that point, which is not any relation to the ground, to the flat earth below it, at sea level or whatever the mean level is where that mountain is, right? So it has nothing to do. It's just rise over run. It's the amount of feet it goes up and the amount of feet it goes in, and you connect those points, and that's your slope, Nathan. Has nothing to do with flat earth.
Normies to go on the stones. So if you go to Stonehenge, they won't let you on the stones. You can walk around them, and you're about 200 or 300 yards away from them. And don't get me wrong, even from that distance, they're very impressive. But on the solstice, they'll let you on.
Yes, it's very bad that Nathan Oakley would go online every day with his family watching on to say the shit he's saying. Yes, you're absolutely right, Kaji.
So there was all sorts of weird druids praising the gods of the south and gods of the north and gods of the west and gods of the east. And you can see me watching the sunrise at Stonehenge on, like I say, I think it's on Oakley Cord channel.
Behind every wonder of the ancient world was an ancient geometry nerd who laid out the angles and alignments during construction.
Right, angles? Sorry, if you'd have got me shut down yesterday, would this guy still have the 4.4 million subscribers or whatever he's got, talking about how he's going to acquire elevation angle measurements, and they've always been measured that way, going all the way back to ancient history? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, let's not forget, whenever Nathan is in a calm discussion, he tells people how do they like the taste of his nuts. So
sure, he'd still be talking about how flat.
Yeah, would you consider that calm and collected and non-embarrassing behavior?
They've got measured, wouldn't he? But you want to get rid of little old me? Barking at the wrong tree, you bunch of dweebs. Nice that this guy admitted that the geeks do this. Yeah, they do. Some of them are likeable dweebs, like this guy. He seems very pleasant and very amiable. Others go around trying to relieve men of their careers that they're built up. Those are very unpleasant people. If you don't know who you're being talked about, it's you. That's who I'm talking to and about.
Surveying's also how we created accurate maps of the continents, like the Great Trigonometrical Survey of India, which took almost...
Sorry, trigonometrical survey, as in utilising flat Earth elevation angles and right angle triangles. Is that what he means by...
No, he's talking about triangles going this way, Nathan, along the ground, like in that angle and where they are, and that's the triangle. They're not talking about triangles like this, up and down. Talking about triangles like that, Nathan. See, if you'll notice...
As in, utilise...
Great trigonometrical...
If you'll notice, all the triangles are, like, spread out. They aren't on edge. You're not just seeing straight lines. See, each of these three lines, those are a triangle, right? See these dots? Those are all points of triangles. That's the triangle they're talking about, Nathan. Not from an elevation angle from flat. Hey, Mr. Jingles.
Survey of India, which took almost...
Sorry, trigonometrical survey, as in utilising flat Earth elevation angles and right angle triangles. Is that what he means by the trigonometric survey of India? It
No.
is, spoiler alert, I've got no bearing on this, I haven't done it.
Oh, really? So you think you said spoiler alert? Yes. Yeah. So you've researched this?
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh my God, so funny.
Whether they're using
So
angular
funny.
functions or linear functions, it's all with respect to the plane. So, however they want to cut it, it's the same.
Almost 70 years to complete. I personally think everyone should have.
Yeah. So you think these triangles are from the ground up? No, Nathan. This is a top-down view of the Earth. These are triangles in these are azimuthal triangles, right? Just the azimuth of each of these points. So, goddamn, you're dumb.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying on that point, you hear a lot of these global believers when they're talking about surveying saying, well, we do measure it locally flat, but, for larger projects, we account for curvature. But I'd say the continent.
Yeah. Yes. See, it is locally flat. See? It's locally flat, right? You got mountains. Right? You got mountains and buildings. You got buildings. And you got people. Make a people this big. Right? But when you zoom out, guess what? Now it's not flat. It's only flat locally. See? It's only flat locally. Someone did the calculation on Dr. Blitz. I don't know who it was. One of the people in the comments. And they said the curvature on a 8 centimeter glass of water is 0.004 nanometers, something like that.
Of India using trigonometry to measure it would be quite a large project in itself.
Again, I don't want to take the wind out of your sails, but if somebody goes to one of these surveys and they say that their flat Earth trig, that's right angle triangles that they're using to survey it, actually have curved triangle bases, because the ground's obviously curving, so saith reference.
No, that's not how surveying works, Nathan. It's not how surveying works. They don't care about the shape of the ground when they do surveying. They're measuring the shape of the ground so that the construction team can come by and flatten it. That's how construction works. That's how surveying works for construction. Geodetic surveying is different. What you're talking about here is planar surveying, small scale surveying, not geodetic, not the India, not the geosurvey of India. You're talking about two different things, Nathan. Kind of like the difference between gas pressure and atmospheric pressure. They're two different things. God damn it.
On page 87 of the website. All right, okay, so you will accept that they say it's actually curving. Good for you. You can.
Yes, it's been measured as curving, Nathan. It's been measured for 2,500 years. Since 2,500 years ago, it's been measured as spherical. Ever since we gained the ability to do it, we've done it.
You can have it. It's on me. Yeah? Big thumbs up from Nathan Oakley. You can have it. It's actually ball-shaped when we measure it flat with flat triangles. Okay. Glad we got that squared away. No offence meant at all when I said...
But see those triangles that you're showing, Nathan? Those are spherical triangles. Those have an internal angle of more than 180 degrees.
Squared away. I'm not trying to...
And that's impossible on a flat Earth, Nathan.
Poke, I promise.
Aspire to accomplish something in their life that can be prefixed with the words great trigonometrical. The ubiquitous tool for surveying is called a theodolite, and its one job is to measure the angle between 2 points. Combine those angles with distances from a chain or tape measure, and you can triangulate the...
We're on a bird's eye view looking down at an angle, a bit like what's this called on the globe Earth transference? Is it azimuth? Is that what you call this?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Did I get the term right?
Yes.
Okay, so the lines, for them to be angular and between two distance, D1, this isn't controversial, just before I go on. This is not up for debate, yeah? It is flat, straight, linear, not curving. That is what it is. Again, you may think that shutting a YouTuber down...
It's an angle, Nathan. It's an angle from one point to another point. What's your point?
Will alter our flat Earth is being... It won't. Again, us being able to analyse you idiots...
You know, I can take an angle measurement, an azimuthal angle measurement from that point to that point standing on a fucking beach ball. I could do that, Nathan. I can do that bouncing on a bed. The ground has absolutely nothing to do with that angle.
Deeply unpleasant dweebs, yeah? Won't change how flat this measurement is. It is. D1 is a straight line. Do you
No, D1 is not a straight line. D1 is a line that they've drawn in, but there's no line there, Nathan. It's just a sight from here to here. Just an angle. There's no lines there. They're called rays, Nathan, if you want to get technical.
understand? Because I don't care if you don't. It won't matter if you understand. Yeah? If you thought the world was bending around you and you suddenly find out, no, it's all just measured flat, you're not changing the world. Yeah? You're just looking at your mirror image of you going, my God, I thought it was all ball-shaped. It's not. Earth's measured flat. You just didn't need to know. What's that? You had a little religion about being on a ball flying around the sun, and you believe in rockets and space.
No, it's not a religion, Nathan. It's science. It's called science. It's evidence-based. You're the cult leader of a religion.
Space vacuums? Oh, like a little 12-year-old boy.
The location of any point using trigonometry.
No, you go ahead. One day.
Just saying, like the tool we spoke about, that tool is designed to measure horizontal and vertical angles, and distance. That's its job, and that's what it's showing it's doing.
Yeah, I assume it's put D1 because it's a distance. Yeah, like a mile. Again, just for the dweebs out there that think they're going to change the world by shutting down YouTube channels. Yeah, distances like miles and...
Boy, he's like really triggered, isn't he? He's really triggered.
Kilometres, they're horizontal and linear and flat. Like this guy's showing, like the whole world's been measured with them. Yeah, you're not changing how flat and horizontal and linear this D is. That's distance. Yeah? Yeah? And I'm not responsible for this. You understand? Now, as a YouTuber, previously, I could sniff my own farts and detail these processes. I mean, it's good to react to them. But I'm much more inclined to look at the unpleasant people that yesterday tried to shut me down because I talk about how flat Earth absolutely unequivocally gets measured. It does. And I'm not changing that. I'm not influencing that. It's been done that way since ancient times by other geeks. What's that? You think your geeky knowledge of how actually they say that these D lines are curving is that...
Hey, Dan, did you just come in here? Or did I say a lot? I thought you came in earlier. I don't know.
Actually correct, is it, you boring ass dweeb? No, it's not. No,
if I've missed anybody, let me know.
So facto are flat, but I don't want to engage in this discussion with you anymore. Piss off, yeah? Go away.
Yeah, he's coming into the realization that he can't prove what he says, so he's just laughing at people. He's just mocking people that debunk him. That's all he's doing. He's just crying because he's been beaten like a little fucking dog.
I'll analyse you for coming and wanting to shut me down because you can't cope with reality. That's what it really boils down to. This on screen is how reality gets measured. It's flat. Earth's flat. That's how it's been measured for a very long time by other dweebs that aren't you, right? But your belief in it being ball-shaped leaves you in fear. Fear that your investment in heliocentrism might be challenged. Fear that the world might not be as you've researched and sniffed your own farts while you're pretending to be around people who actually care about your information. They don't. They find you boring. Nobody wants to hear actually. Horizontal and linear means bent. Nobody wants to hear you. You're boring the tits off everyone. Yeah? And it's not like if you weren't boring the tits off them with heliocentrism, you suddenly be pleasant people. You're not. That's why you're here online, in my comment section. Yeah? Contacting Neil constantly at 4 a.m, because you're deeply unpleasant people. People that others don't.
It's not 4 a.m. here, Nathan, when you're on. It's like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. What are you talking about? Do you do this at 4 o'clock in the morning your time? Only a fucking lunatic would do that, Nathan.
Don't like being around. That's you. Now, this on screen, this is a fait accompli. I mean, Earth just is measured flat. There's no debating this. You want to debate how they've surveyed it? Okay, go and debate them. But you're not. You're here trying to shut.
See. How was the entire Earth surveyed? There, let's survey it. Using a combination of satellite technology, GNSS, and GPS, aerial photography, remote sensing, LiDAR and radar, and ground-based precision instruments. Geodetic surveyors use satellites 12,500 miles above Earth to define position, while aircraft and drones map surface details and topography. Data is integrated into a globe 3D model. So, yeah, there you go, Nathan. That's how you do it.
Me down. Oh, I mean, I'm flattered.
But people have already done it, Nathan. It's already done it. The WGS-84 was a huge project. Guess what they measured?
Like, sincerely.
Flies.
Please share the show. Don't try and get me shut down because you can't cope with how Earth gets measured flat. That seems kind of sad.
Modern theodolites, called total stations, can not only measure angles, but distance as well. And they have onboard computers that can do the calculations and record the data for later use. When you see a surveyor peer...
Oh, hold on. I've got a phone call from a dweeb. What's that? He says, actually, the distances are curved. This guy needs his kids taking off him. Wow, I mean, this guy...
Man, he is crashing out big time.
It seems deeply unpleasant. Can you stop phoning me, please?
He is crashing the fuck out.
Bring, bring! What's that? You've got 4 million phone lines and you'll call me as much as you feel necessary? Oh, wow, you sound like a really pleasant person to be around. Should we go out for a beer?
Peering through a funny telescope, it's probably a total station.
Holy
and he or she
shit.
is probably sighting a...
Hey, Lisa, how you doing?
...reflector to record the location of a point. That's just scratching the surface of sophistication when it comes to modern surveying tools. With GPS and unmanned aircraft, things can get a lot more complicated.
But GPS, like, functionally useful with these horizontal linear...
No, GPS satellite. Satellites, Nathan. That's what they use, satellites.
D1 and D2 measurements of a flat Earth. Yes, because GPS is Cartesian, it's completely flat. I mean, I've forgotten it.
No, GPS is not completely flat, you fucking moron. No, it's not.
His name already. What's this guy's name? I can't remember his name. We'll call him Tony. Tony, you seem like...
Your mom's box is flat, Nathan.
You're a really pleasant man, and it seems like it'd be a delight to discuss how flat Earth gets measured with you. Because you're not suggesting that I have my channel shut down and my kids taken away, or that I'm an abusive parent, because you can't cope with how flat D1 or D2 are. You just understand. What's that? You've had a phone call too? And in the computers... they actually account for Earth curve. I see. Were you told that by another dweeb who was deeply unpleasant, contacting you and telling you need to change your rhetoric and publish alterations to how the calculations and your tools that measure flat Earth distances and flat Earth angles actually have the calculations...
Oh my God. Look at him. What? Look at him.
Accounting for Earth curvature. Did you get an unpleasant phone call from an unpleasant dweeb? Yeah, it sounds like it.
But I've got a few ways you can do your own topographic survey at home with fairly basic and inexpensive tools.
Holy shit.
Maybe you've got a drainage issue on your land. Maybe you're planning a landscape.
Drainage? As in how much relief the ground has over a given distance. So you've got your horizontal plane of reference with its altitude above sea level. And then you've got a vertical axis for a datum to describe how much relief, that slope, you on your land have to drain the water away.
No, it has absolutely nothing to do with sea level, Nathan. What the fuck are you talking about? If I was to grade my lawn right now, I would have no... I wouldn't have to deal with sea level at all, you fucking retard. What are you fucking talking about? Oh my God.
You need to measure Earth flat to do this.
He's just resting pause face.
It's unequivocally a flat Earth principle that requires horizontality be deriving the relief for the drainage. What's that? Maybe if you shut down a YouTuber, this will change. You bunch of idiots.
Man, he is crashing out hard. Holy shit.
Or maybe you just want to exercise your God.
Or is this a flat, square grid that he's drawing on? Yeah, I've done it. I drew up a blueprint for my folks when they designed a building. And I did it on flat, squared paper like this guy did. I mean, I wasn't changing the world or anything, just designing a building that eventually got erected.
Oh, if it was on flat, square paper, that must mean the Earth is flat, right?
But we did it with respect to a horizontal plane of reference, and that's how it got drawn out, like this guy is on his squared paper. What's that? Hold on, I've got a phone call. Actually, according to this unfuckable golem on the phone that's got my number, I don't know where he's got it from, he's telling me, not that I asked, that, what's that? Actually, the paper's curving. Oh, well, thank you, unfuckable golem. It's so appreciated. I mean, it's only 3 a.m, and I didn't really want any phone calls, and I don't know you or have met you, and I didn't ask for your opinion, but apparently the paper's actually curving. Thanks, dweeb. We'll go out for a beer sometime, said nobody ever to you.
Given the right to take measurements of stuff.
Wow.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sometimes it's just easier to to show these things linear, horizontal, and vertical.
But it's not though.
It's just easier to do it.
Yeah, but it's not. When you say it's easier to show it horizontal and linear, it's like there's no alternative. There's not like a hard way and an easy way. There's just doing it. So when you say it's easier, I get what you're doing, right? So for the audience, in case you're unaware, what happens is Baller comes along and goes, yeah, of course we measure Earth flat. It's easier to measure it flat, but it's still ball-shaped, like locally flat, things like that, right? And
yeah, local surveyors, planar surveyors don't measure the Earth as flat, Nathan. They don't. They measure the Earth, and people build on it. They show the people who are building what the shape of the Earth is, so that they can make it flat. That's how life works, Nathan. Nobody measures the Earth as flat.
Suggesting as a response to that, well, what's the hard way? Is there a ball way? No, there's only one way. This is how we measure Earth. It is just measured flat. Earth's measured flat in all circumstances by everyone without exception. It always has been measured flat. It always will be measured flat. It's being measured flat on screen now. Every depiction and demonstration of Earth measurement is flat.
No, it isn't, Nathan. Every illustration in, like, I don't know, any manual for the sextant shows the Earth as a sphere, because that's what you navigate on. So you're just lying, Nathan. You're fucking lying. Unless you're saying that all the depictions of globe Earth are printed on flat paper, therefore they're flat. Unless you're saying that, well, yeah, that would be truthful. But yeah, whatever. Hey, Taker.
This isn't a debatable subject. Oh, hold on. But if you get rid of me, maybe that'll all change.
It's not a debatable subject, but the title of the video is FED, Flat Earth Debate. All right.
Yeah? Said the dumbest people in the room.
Well, it's not easier, it's necessary.
Yeah, exactly.
See, Nathan is the kind of person who thinks he can bully people into thinking like him. That's all he is. He's just a fucking bully.
I'm not condemning you, One Deck. I mean, obviously, I get what you're echoing someone else's sentiment.
And write those measurements down on a clipboard. That's my kind of recreational activity. My goal is to perform a leveling survey of my front and backyard, which is just a way to get the relative topography for an area.
Now, this guy is saying this tongue-in-cheek, right, isn't he? I can hear it in his tone. I'm good with tone, right?
No, he's a surveyor. He's a surveyor, Nathan. It's not tongue-in-cheek. He's completely serious.
Not Tone being his name, I've forgotten his name, but you know what I mean. He's saying, I like to do that recreationally. Ha ha, as in, I like to do a bit.
Yeah, some people really get into what they do, man. Some people really, really, really get into what they do.
Surveying for fun.
I know people who work with wood at work also have a shop in their house and they build shit at home. Did you know that? People that work at an auto garage actually like work on their own car at home too? Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure this guy is actually that way inclined. That is to say, that is his job. He's making a living from it. And I'm in no doubt, like me being a YouTuber.
So you're mocking him for enjoying what he does. It's what you're doing. You're mocking a man for being good at his work and doing what he likes. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, yeah, he fucking bullies his family, no doubt.
But he loves what he does, right? And he's not sarcastic in that regard. But he appreciates that, making a measurement of, say, an elevation angle, or looking at the surface level topology that he's got, or drawing out a blueprint for a building, whatever, that it's not the most riveting thing in the world. You know what I mean? It's not the most exciting thing. Now, I mean, by contrast, when I was a rep, I'd be out in various different studios that have produced some of the finest music the world has ever heard. And I'd be in those studios looking at their desks and their equipment and flying all over the world, staying in hotels that have got Lamborghinis parked outside. It was very exciting. The way I could spin what I did for a living was exciting, and people genuinely were interested in hearing some of the anecdotal information about going to some of the scribes, some of the events that would take place in the studio, about, meeting up with a group of boys and asking them if they're okay with me taking photographs of them, asking each other if it was okay, and
phrasing.
When they finally agreed, me turning around and taking pictures of the desk and the acoustic treatment and the speakers, and then turning back and seeing their horrified looks. Those kind of anecdotes are interesting to people who want to hear anecdotes about where their music gets recorded if they're music lovers. But there are music lovers, as opposed to survey lovers. Not a common term you generally hear. You don't tend to hear people describing themselves, I'm a survey lover. Oh, yes, nothing more I like as an evening just to roll out a blueprint. Many hours of so much. No, you don't get that. But people do genuinely love music production and music reproduction. So that's something that I can instill a kind of enthusiasm in someone when I tell them one of those stories. This guy, by contrast, when he says, I like to spend my rec time doing it, he's tongue-in-cheek, I can hear it in his tone, because he knows it's boring. Why am I highlighting all this? Yeah? Because by contrast, this is exciting. Contrast to what? Oh, not music. To gravity, bending and warping of space-time, dimensionality, string theory, Earth being a ball.
God damn. What a ridiculous fucking subhuman.
The distance to the geometric horizon at 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. These things are boring. Like, so...
Now, actually, Biggest Doggus, he used to be like on a British television show or internet TV show or whatever. He was actually like a small-time celebrity.
So boring that while I've been...
He's gone a long way down that hill.
In talking to my wife about them, I've literally watched her fall asleep. That's how boring this subject is. Land surveying, by contrast, that's quite exciting. I mean, it's not music. It's not the Beatles, it's surveying. But that's why this guy's having, even with his 4-point-whatever million subscribers, having to identify that, yes, there is a certain amount of tedious stuff going on when you talk about...
Jesus fucking Christ, Nathan.
Finally get to my point. Highlight it in this context is because there's people who will fight the flat earth to protect their dweeb level, boring ass information that they felt was valuable. To the point where, finally get to the concluding point, they'll try and shut down a fellow YouTuber thinking that
They'll try and shut down a fellow YouTuber? Oh my God. That 20-minute rant led up to, I'm just trying to shut down my channel.
That's going to make a difference to our fart sniffing.
What a whiny little shit cunt.
They are when they're pretending to be in a bar full of people who are praising them as a secret king for knowing how orbits work.
Wow.
Area. I laid out a grid of points on a map of my house and then transferred those points to real life using pin flags. Now I just need to pick my datum, or base point, and measure the relative difference in height between that point and all the others.
So height is a flat earth prerequisite. If you're describing altitude...
No, it's not, Nathan. It's not. You're measuring the height from level to a point on the ground. That's what you're doing. It has nothing to do with the shape of the earth.
Elevation, height.
Holy fucking shit. Oh my, he must be great at parties. Would you like an hors d'oeuvre, Mr. Oakley? Oh, hors d'oeuvres. The prerequisite for hors d'oeuvres is a flat earth. Do you like the new drapes? We just got them as so drapes are they're vertical, so they depend on a flat Earth.
Right up. Any of these conceptual verbalizations that are
Jesus
being put
Christ.
into practical effect by this guy, they ultimately always and can only reference a horizontal plane of reference. If you're doing it for absolute height, that's the topology of the land, you'll do it from sea level. If you're doing it for altitude of an aeroplane,
No, you won't. You think he's thinking about sea level when he levels his lawn? You think he's actually measuring from sea level, you dumb fuck? Jesus fucking Christ. He has no concept of how surveying's done. Just making this shit up.
parallel flight level is measured with respect to the surface level and sea level. That's just how it's done. Again, shutting me down won't change how Earth's being measured flat. What's that you say locally?
Hey, deplorable.
Yeah, I mean, his garden's local, but the flights aren't. Like, when you measure all of the Great Britain, Northern Ireland, and Ireland as a...
Right, you use geodetic surveyors, and they take curvature into account, Nathan.
mappable, chartable, demonstratable flat plane with miles being demonstrated on maps, linear and horizontal, to give you accurate means of navigating and negotiating that terrain that's measured off sea level by the Ordnance Survey. Those things are just ipso facto how they are done. I don't have any influence over those things, just so you're absolutely clear. Shutting me down won't change how flat Earth gets measured. Just so we're clear. His altitude that he's just measured, the height, is a flat Earth prerequisite.
I tried a few ways to do this, and there are no sines, cosines, or tangents required. First, a sight level, which is essentially a combination of a telescope and a spirit level. To use it, first get a buddy, or a willing spouse, to hold...
Yeah, that's something going to be very unfamiliar to a lot of people watching. Like, find a friend. Yeah, they'd struggle at this point. This is where it'd all fall apart.
Hold a surveying rod on the point of interest.
I guarantee every glober on this planet has more friends than you, Nathan.
Now look through the sight
I will bet money
at the surveying rod and raise or lower the end until the bubble is centered on the line.
I mean, this is very basic. I like his methodology. At least he's disseminating this information in a very simplistic way. The reason I'm complimenting is before the live show started, I was saying, I hope I can verbalise something that is quite tedious in a...
Hey, Ronnie. Yeah, good question. How do you measure your height on a hill? Exactly.
Way that engages the audience, the reader in this instance, from a book, in a pleasant way. Like, people get...
So he thinks you have to be on flat land to measure your height. What a dumb fuck. Oh my God.
Taking the information and go, this is interesting, I'm learning something new. Well, this guy has got that. There's a reason this guy's got 4.7 million subscribers. And because he's eloquent. He's taking something that's potentially boring, because he's had to confess to that tongue-in-cheek in case it's taken that way. Obviously, everyone's got a certain amount of pride when they're doing things like this, and they want to disclaim, yeah, okay, I get it, it's not necessarily what you do if you're out having a beer on the town. But he's also managed to put it in a way, verbally, that's admirable rather. It's a pleasant way of taking the information on from him. So there's
What he says is not tongue-in-cheek, Nathan. Just because it hurts your feelings doesn't mean it's tongue-in-cheek. God, what a scumbag. Trundle wheel video. I'll watch it.
It's generally a reason why people like this, pleasant people, have got big subscriber bases. And I applaud you, Practical Engineering. You're doing a really good job of explaining this.
Once it's centered, you know you're looking at a point that is exactly level to your eyes.
Yeah, notice right there that level
Yeah, it's the point from your eyes, Nathan, not the ground.
is a horizontal plane.
I didn't even say anything, John. I just went on camera and just kind of rolled my eyes. You know what I mean?
Track the height of your eye line with the height measured on the rod.
So these are axiomatic principles of perpendicularity and parallel lines with respect to Earth's planar surface for eye level, surface level, sea level.
No, it has absolutely nothing to do with the ground, Nathan. It's level at your eye line. You dumb motherfucker.
Altitude. All of the principles employed when surveying the land. Earth's flat, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to this information, do not be afraid. Do not be concerned. You'll still have to pay your mortgage tomorrow. Okay? It's not that big a deal. Don't worry about it. It's always been done this way. Yeah? If you want, you can just say you already knew it was flat because you had a general idea about sea level. Yeah, you did. You always knew it was flat.
That's your elevation. It's not a precision technique, but it is cheap and simple, which is the most you can usually hope for in any part of a home improvement project.
Love it.
The next way I tried is a water level, which is literally just a length of clear vinyl tubing filled with a liquid.
Yeah, the water level uses gravity to give the water an equipotential distance above the center of the earth at each end, Nathan.
As long as there are no bubbles or kinks in the line, the free surface at each end of the tube will self-level.
I mean, I don't have to say anything, do I?
He didn't say confirm, did he?
Well, I was going to, and then I was like, no, he's just rolling his eyes at this. I better just let it go, you know. But I will say this because some people will miss it. Level is horizontal.
Does this look horizontal? Does this thing look horizontal? No, it's the equipotential of the water in the tube. It has nothing to do with horizontal. You can establish a horizontal by connecting the points. But you know what happens if you take too many of these and put them end to end? When you sight across the end points of two of these, this one's going to be higher.
That's what the water level shows you when you measure.
That's why Bev stopped talking about his water level experiment, because you realize that if he sighted across the outer two levels, see, Bev was going to have one going this far and then one going the same distance this way and then one going across the whole way. I said, okay, when you get that set up and you get everything where everything's level, right? You got these two next to each other and you got the water at the same level here, then sight across this one and the outer one and see if this level isn't higher. And he stopped talking about it. He won't talk about that anymore. He knew for a fact that if he sighted across the two outer levels, or the two outer tubes, that it would show that the earth isn't flat. And he stopped talking about it.
And at my datum a fixed height and measure the height of the water at the other end as I carry it around to each of my points. It's a little more unwieldy, but it does have a distinct advantage. No line of sight required. You can use...
I'd never seen it. I mean, I know this is just a water level, and it is so basic, but he's got good diagrams. He's verbalized it in a couple of sentences. I envy this guy, right? I wish I was as linguistically skilled as he. And like I said earlier, there's a reason he's got 4.7 million subscribers. This is a skill, right? Being able to boil something down to such simplicity is a skill.
Yeah, Ryan, don't forget, no one wants to have sex with you.
You know.
Use this method around corners or behind trees with no problem. And again, it's cheap and simple. The third method I tried worked best for...
Ed? You're just saying that this is what we're saying. It is simple. The measurements of Earth are simple. And the guy is demonstrating how simple it is to measure flat, horizontal, vertical, heights above, a surface level. It's simple.
Exactly, one deck.
Barry, most things that are true are generally quite simple. Now, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of exceptions to the rules. You've only got to look into law to appreciate how complicated the truth can be. But in this particular principle, when you're talking about axioms and measurements, it is simple. Now, when it comes to the categorization of Earth and its flat measurements, it is very simple. It's not complicated, but because of its simplicity, it was previously whistled past by both sides. The one side I've already described as looking from the outside in, the anti-flat earthers, otherwise known as globe believers, who try and have YouTubers shut down because they can't cope with this simplistic fact that we talk about without influence.
Wow.
It's not like I'm influencing how level the terrain is when he measures it flat with eye level, surface level, or if it was overall measurement of altitude, sea level. I'm not influencing any of those things, but they are very basic. They are very simple. They are easy to understand. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to take any credit away from this guy because it's all fairness to him that we can put it in this terminology and say it is so simple. I'm not the one explaining this. He is. So credit to where credit is due. But putting things in a very concise and simple way, while it is a skill, is possible because it genuinely is simple. Earth is simply measured flat. And here's a nice example of it by engineering or practical engineering. So, again.
So you think that was geodetic surveying, Nathan? You think that's what he was doing?
A third time, I won't keep kissing his ass, but I do genuinely admire how simplistically he's put this down.
You think he was measuring the Earth as flat? No, he was measuring his lawn because it wasn't flat, Nathan. So what the fuck are you talking about?
And the fact that it is a simplistic description.
I mean, it's just part of the brainwashing and the indoctrination and the just the gaslighting that goes on with his channel. It's all he does.
Of how Earth gets measured when you survey Earth and how it has been surveyed by the geeks that he described.
He pounds a phrase into your head. Flat Earth, measured flat, measured flat, measured flat, measured flat. He has to keep saying that over and over again. He has to chant that so that his indoctrination will be effective.
Thousands of years. There's never going to change, hasn't ever changed, and will never change moving into the future. It's how everyone, without exception, will always measure Earth. It's flat. Hence, you need to make this subtle fact be capable of being utilised without acknowledgement by both flat earthers and globe earthers when they enter into a debate. Well, if we've got a horizontal plane of reference to measure the levels of this terrain, how much does it actually curve? You're like, whoa, we've just measured it flat, right? Yes. Now let's look at how much that flat measurement we measured curves. Is what we've been doing for 10 years, if not longer. And it's ludicrous. But from our perspective, looking to the future, we know that the message that we're actually putting out there, number one, we are not influencing how it was, is, and always will be measured. We're just influencing how simplistically your average Joe can comprehend this. And that's the real reason the dweebs are so angry at us. This is like sacred knowledge to them when they go into what's on screen now, right? Let's just go to it. The heliocentric knowledge that they were valuing. If every average Joe can just appreciate how flat surface level gets measured, as in...
So you're showing a globe and saying it's measured flat. Man, you can't make this shit up.
This portion of the flat...
I mean, he deliberately put this picture up there.
What's this called? Celestial plane, or this section of the flat Earth equatorial plane are measured.
That's not a flat Earth, Nathan. Can you see that? That's a spherical globe Earth, Nathan. What the fuck, dude? You think that's flat? You think that's flat because you've got something in red that looks flat? Are you serious?
Measured 2 stars for angles. The complexity of wrapping spheres around measurements of angles that give you locational data with Haversine formulation is something that a dweeb who loves sniffing his own farts can lord over Normie because Normie doesn't want to invest the time in learning this. Now,
what the fuck? Look at this piece of shit. It's just pure gaslighting. Never mind what you're seeing here. I say this is flat, so you have to believe this is flat.
We have not only learnt it, we've gone past the point of fascination because we appreciate how flat Earth is actually being measured in this very depiction that has a globe in it. But that means that simultaneously, by making it simple, it robs the dweebs of their ability to lord it over the next man who didn't see it worthwhile to learn about Haversine, to learn about...
What the fuck are you talking about, Nathan? What the hell are you talking about?
Gravitation and its
oh my God.
Alleged force in a downward vector moving to the centre of a spherical Earth surface 111 years ago, or the bending and warping of a fourth-dimensional pseudo-reality invented by Einstein. Those things that most people saw as boring.
That's reality, Nathan. You don't like reality? Fuck off. No one cares.
And didn't want to invest their time in, has got a whole army of dweebs that have invested their time in it, and we're taking it away from them by saying it's just measured flat, and then showing how it is just measured flat. Go ahead, Neil.
Yeah, and I got to give you credit on that. You
Yeah, that certainly looks like it's measured flat.
Praise this guy for making things very simple, how he explains them. Well, you do the same thing when you get into heliocentrism. You explain it in a way that's very understandable, so don't knock yourself down too far, because I was listening to you edit the book, and you're on point on everything. The way you explain it, the way you break it down. I know it's boring as hell, but it's still on point.
Oh, of course it is, Neil. Of course it is. Gah, 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 gah. That Neil Costantino should just change his name to Gah, 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 Gah.
Well, thank you, Neil.
For me, my laser level. Here's the thing, I really like lasers. I relish any chance I get to use them in a constructive way, and this is perfect. The laser level creates a perfectly horizontal line that can be used to line up cabinets or pictures or tile, but
Oh dear.
Well, no, again, I was going to focus on his, desire to introduce something that's cool, right? He's like, lasers, cool. You're like, yeah, you're not wrong, lasers are cool. No, I'm not your father or whatever.
But it also shows up perfectly on a surveying rod. You don't need a helper for this method, but you do probably need to wait until dusk.
Oh, this one's perfect for you, dweebs. You don't need any friends to do this one.
Unless your lasers
horizontal plane of reference to do it, though.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's no exception to the fact that Earth's getting measured flat in all circumstances.
He's a fucking human litter box.
So, yeah, from that perspective.
Fucking abject sand trap of a human.
Same thing applies. You'll need a horizontal plane of reference. Of course.
It's really bright, or you have these sweet laser enhancement glasses. This isn't the cheapest solution for a DIY land survey, but it is the fastest one I tried, and it's a tool a lot of people already have. Surveying is one of the oldest careers in the world, and one of the most important.
One of the oldest careers in the world. Yeah, I mean, it goes back as far as you could imagine in terms of measuring Earth flat. That's basically how it's always been done. Yeah, we know. It's always been measured flat. Yeah, deal.
I really hope they're paying attention to what this man just said. So it's
Why?
very vital.
Because land is important. If you own some, it's probably your most valuable asset.
Now he's onto something there.
I was on mute. Why do you need to be told that there's no land, that they've run out, it's wrapped around a ball surface, when it's actually measured flat? What's the point? Well, this guy's just summed it up beautifully, hasn't he? Yeah? In reality, they own the land. The people who keep you under control. The people who made the maps. The people who dictated how the surveys would be presented to you. To gerrymander and propagandise those same maps.
Hey, Hackerman. So now he's getting political?
What's that? No, we haven't got any more land. It's already been discovered. It's a ball. It just comes back on itself. Okay, well, you can believe that. Belief is perfectly legitimate. Everybody's entitled to believe that they're on a ball. It's measured flat, though. That's how it's been surveyed. By the people with the control. By the people who benefit from the...
So Nathan would be the party that you go look for, who are trying to find the second peak of Mount Everest, trying to build a bridge between the two peaks of Mount Everest.
People who know.
You can't tell me there isn't any new land. I'll find it.
The value of limited land resources. They're the people who've propagandized you, and you defend them with your limited time on God's green earth. For free. I mean, it's really sad, but you do. You're wasting your life away defending a religion that keeps you under control to keep the people who know the value of a limited land resource.
So Nathan thinks there's like other lands outside the ice wall? Is that what he thinks?
Resource have propagandized you into believing that the surface is spherical in complete violation of how it's measured. Amazing trick when you think about it.
And even if you don't, you're pretty much stuck to it no matter where you go. As a career, surveying is a fascinating mix of legal knowledge, field work, and technical challenges. And since civil structures are too big for conventional...
I would love to see Nathan Oakley's Sovereign Citizen videos. Oh my God, that would be great. See him arguing with a cop on the side of the road, then getting his window busted out.
Measurement tools, the surveyor is one
thrown to the fucking ground.
One of the most important companions of the civil engineer.
Yeah, just so we're clear.
Tased multiple times.
That's not you. Yeah? I mean, you might go out and survey.
I'll be right back. I gotta pee.
Something, but you're still just going to use flat earth prerequisites. You're not going to change the world if you happen to be a person that's building a bridge. You're just building a bridge using horizontality and a flat earth plane of reference to do so.
Thank you for watching, and let me know what you think.
Yeah, well, I will take that as an invitation to send an entire audience full, even though it's probably limited in terms of how many people are actually here. 55 people, woohoo! If you are watching currently in the live stream chat, please pop along to, I forgot his channel name now, Practical Engineering, and just drop him a like, let him know, because I am genuinely, sincerely impressed with his consistency and his concise mannerisms when putting something that's relatively boring to an audience and keeping it, relatively interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong, lasers aren't that great, but by the same token, he's kept it interesting with his way of verbalising how flat Earth gets measured when surveying it. So thank you very much, Practical Engineering. I've put a link to you in my live stream chat. Hopefully you'll have a few people giving you genuine and sincere compliments that I have in the same manner, which is to say, good job. Very well done. I really enjoyed that video. Good suggestion, good call, good shout, John.
I watched several surveying videos. This was the best one that covered the basics and the principles that are utilized.
He didn't even try and stretch the video to 8 minutes to make it more monetizable.
He only had 55 people on his live stream. Wow.
Sir, you are worthy of praise. Practical Engineering, ladies and gentlemen. Go and check him out. Maybe subscribe.
Yes, going for O'Reilly. You're absolutely right. Hey, Bob Nodell's Gyroscope. I thought I said hello earlier. I saw you come in. I thought I said hello.
Yeah, links going by in the live stream chat. Anyone else got any comments? If not, we're gonna round out and do a bit of book editing.
Man, what a lost cause. What a piece of shit. Abject dumb fuck. So thanks for watching, guys. That's all I have. We'll talk to you later.